Hey guys, this is Chiho Mori, film correspondent for Inside DFW. One of the films opening next week on August 27th is an Australian crime drama, Animal Kingdom, which won the coveted Sundance Grand Jury Award in 2010. I recently had a chance to sit down with the director David Michod and actor Ben Mendelsohn to talk about the film.
This boy who's currently being looked after.
Anything you do say can be used as evidence in any later court appearances, do you understand?
Yeah.
Tell me if you agree with this. This boy who's being looked after, he knows who you are. And you've done some bad things, sweetie.
I basically wanted to make a crime film about the particular kind of animosity that existed between these hardened gangs, these hardened crews of armed robbers in Melbourne in the 80s, in Melbourne especially. The film isn't set in the 80s, but I just wanted to chart that animosity between these gangs of armed robbers and a particularly hardened core of the armed robbery squad. And so I started writing this thing when I finished film school, and then just kind of shaped it into what I hoped would one day be a big Melbourne crime story.
Hey buddy, hey! The light's green, you idiot. You've got a staring problem, mate. What are you looking at?
Go get him. And do what? Let him know he's king.
What I wanted to focus on in a way was my first experiences of Melbourne, because I grew up in Sydney and moved to Melbourne when I was 18. And I had always, the image of Melbourne in my head was of, Melbourne's a little bit like San Francisco. It's like it's an old Victorian era gold rush town, with beautiful old buildings and trams and but when I moved there, I almost immediately could sense this bigger, darker city.
David's got an incredible ability to imagine what it might be like inside these people, what they might be feeling, what they might be going through, thinking, etc., etc. And it just flowed off the page, all that sort of stuff. I liked the opportunity to do some of the things that that Pope does in the script, even though it's sort of unpleasant. From an acting point of view, it's great stuff to work with. And he is, he's by far the most unstable of all of the family. He doesn't have the one of his brothers is much more kind of out there, but he takes a lot more drugs, basically. Pope's sort of a different kettle of fish than that.
I wanted to make a crime film that was kind of sprawling, that was about the ways in which, the tendrils of crime touch people's lives in all different ways, cops and robbers and everyone in between. And it felt to me like the perfect way to do that was to have a kind of a naive, an innocent, moving through the stories, that someone upon whom everybody else could hinge, that you could kind of experience everybody through this one central character who was just trying to figure out how everything works.
Okay, so this is a guy who's an armed robber, okay? And it's getting harder and harder to be an armed robber. Because technology's catching up. You've got this very antagonistic police force. You've got a partner that's thinking this is kind of over. There's two clans fighting each other. One of them's the robbers and the other's the cops. And unfortunately, according to where this guy comes from, cops stepped over the line. What David's done, which people really never get to do, and they very rarely get to do it well. He's taken a group of people who are very, very dangerous and very compelling, and he's managed to go inside them in a way that's very plausible and feels very real. And you don't get to get this close to to these type of people, and that's what makes people just hold on to it. This is a family that is destroying the outside world at the same time as they're cleaning house inside it. And when you're in a situation like that, you've got nowhere to hide. You just have to hope.
Oh my goodness.
I need to talk to you.
You've done some bad things, sweetie.